And welcome everybody to another episode of Come Play With Us, Danny, the horror movie review podcast. Of course, I am Evan, and with me as always is my sister Megan. Welcome everybody and welcome into another episode. Of course, make sure to go to YouTube and subscribe and hit that notification bell for every new episode that drops on our channel at Come Play With Us Danny Show. Of course, go to anchor.fm, Spotify, Anchor, Google Music, Amazon Play, and whatever other streaming service you get your podcast from. Welcome in. We are back. It's been a while. We've had sicknesses and trips and all kinds of stuff going on. Adulting and everything like that too. But thank you for joining in. Tonight's episode, we are going to review Smile. Yes, Smile.
Creepy.
I can't do the smile because my beard covers my face. And I look stupid doing it.
So, it looks like mine with no beard.
Yeah. There you go. So we've got Smile where we're going to review. We've got movie news. And, of course, at the end of the show, we're going to do some Stump Evan with horror movie trivia.
Yeah, why not?
So let's get right into it. Smile is a 2022 American supernatural horror film written and directed by Parker Finn and his feature directorial debut. This is based on his 2020 short film, Laura Hasn't Slept. Film stars Sosie Bacon as a therapist named Rose Cotter, who, after witnessing the bizarre suicide of a patient, goes through increasingly disturbing and daunting experiences, leading her to believe that what she's experiencing is supernatural. The film also stars Jesse T. Usher, Kyle Gallner, Cal Penn from Harold and Kumar, and Rob Morgan, as well as Caitlin Stacey, playing the same character she played in the short film. So she is back. This film was made for $17 million on the budget, but made a crushing $216 million at the box office, making it a certified hit. It was also a hit with critics, standing at 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, making it certified fresh. Megan, you saw this before me. I saw this actually today to make sure my eyes were fresh reviewing this film. So I
saw it in the theaters.
Yes, you saw it in the theaters. I saw it on Amazon Prime because it was free, which is nice.
Yes.
So I wanted to get your take on Smile before I give my take on Smile.
Okay, so I actually thoroughly enjoyed this movie. The trailer was actually, it wasn't a disappointment when you saw the movie, because like trailers are like, oh, this is a fantastic trailer, like
kind of like Barbarian and Skinamarink.
Yeah, those two. The trailer really hyped up the movie, and the wife and I actually went to go see it in the theaters, and I was actually surprised. I was very surprised by this movie. I really liked it. I do think that some of this movie, it could have been explained a little better, maybe. It did leave me just, at the end with the ending, you're kind of like, what the fuck?
Were you left with kind of wanting more?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The ending to me was a surprise. It was kind of not a letdown, but it was just kind of like, really, this is what she does. That couldn't you pick something else for her to do? Now it's just going to keep going. Like, it's one of those type of things. But I actually, I thoroughly enjoyed it. The acting wasn't bad at all. Sosie Bacon, for those who don't know who she is, that's Kevin Bacon's daughter.
I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, that's Kevin Bacon and
Kira Sedgwick.
Kira Sedgwick's daughter. Yeah,
6 degrees of that separation.
Yeah, that's really weird. But yes, she's an actress now. She is 30 years old. But yes, she is. I think this is her debut movie that she has been in, and I actually didn't think she did that bad. I really did. I think that she had. She didn't overact, which is what kills an actress.
Most horror films,
yes, most horror films. And I think that she kind of kept on plan of what the movie was going to be. The first couple scenes in the movie, it is not a huge bloody movie, which is okay. Yeah, I know that was the first scene, which actually to me
that wasn't bloody enough for you.
Well, I mean, I like a lot of gore, but it was a film where it was kind of like, oh well, shit. It was one of those surprise jump scare kind of like, what the fuck kind of things. Anything that has to do with psychological, those type of movies are really good. I actually prefer them because it leaves you wanting the next scene, basically. So,
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I actually really liked it. Your thoughts?
I All right, so here's my take on Smile. Now,
Hmm.
I saw the trailer beforehand, and it kind of put me off a little bit because it reminded me of that stupid Truth or Dare movie that came out last year
Yes.
because of like just the engorged eyes and the stupid smile and everything. So I'm like, okay.
Hmm.
So I kind of had to go into, and I know you saw it in the theaters. You said you liked it before, and you were like, look, you got to watch some movies. It'll surprise the hell out of you.
Yes.
So I went into it with low expectations because if my expectations weren't like,
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't feel so bad. I love this movie.
Good.
This
Good.
movie was great from the get-go.
Good.
Like from the first scene where she's interviewing the patient Carl,
Hmm.
and the cool, I love a movie that doesn't start off right away with the title card and the credits.
Hmm.
Like I looked at the timestamp and it was 13 minutes in until they had the actual Smile logo and they did directed. I love that when a movie does that
Yes, I do too.
because you go in right in and you're going, okay, we're not having a title card at all. We're going right into the movie. I
Hmm.
loved it, and I love the fact that this is the movie Barbarian should have been like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it has. I as watching this film, it was like, well, this kind of gives off Barbarian vibes, and I'm like, this is
Hmm.
what Barbarian should have been. Was
Hmm.
that next horror film? I think Smile really knocked it out of the park with not only the I don't know if you noticed this in the movie. Did you ever notice that when they did like a full focus close up of a person's face,
Hmm.
that was when something was going to go down? Did you
Yeah.
notice that? Okay.
Yeah.
I love that aspect too as well because you kind of knew if you didn't really pay attention to it, you knew something was going to go down. And
Yeah.
I love the fact that the director did that was that close up shot of a person's face where it was just a close up of the person's face and nothing else. And
Yeah.
that's when you kind of knew something was going to go down. I thought she did a great job. I mean, she's pretty much the anchor of this whole film.
Hmm.
And Sozi did. She did a great job. I think, as you said before, didn't overact.
No.
And really did a great job. I think the emotional scenes were great. She didn't overdo it. I think she did a great job. The story was I love supernatural horror more than I do slashers because it gets inside your mind.
No, it's true.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I love the aspect of okay, well, it goes from person to person. Where did this thing come from? What's the back
Hmm.
like? There was really no backstory about this.
No.
Um, so yeah, I liked it a lot. The only real nitpick about Smile was the third act when she's in the house alone with the entity that's looks like her mother.
Yeah.
And
And I,
when
I told you that was going to trip you up. I told you that scene was going to trip you up.
but here's the thing though. When she lights herself on fire, the entity as her mother when she gets lit on fire and like the
Hmm.
CGI was kind of hokey on it and just kind of looked stupid to me. But it kind of redeemed itself. And I don't know how you said you didn't the ending for you wasn't kind of like the greatest, but I think it saved itself when the entity spoiler alert everybody if you haven't seen Smile yet,
Hmm.
when the entity opened up Sozie Bacon's when she finally possesses her, she opens up her mouth and kind of climbs in.
Hmm.
That to me kind of really saved the third act because that was really like, oh shit, she's not like possessing her body, she's like crawling inside of her body like she's going to be wearing her like a Halloween costume.
Like a cheap dime store Halloween costume.
Yeah, but the cool thing and one thing I appreciated about it the most is they didn't really overdo it with that scene, like with gore and whatnot. It was just you saw the entity pry open her jaw, and you saw like
Hmm.
a little bit of the jaw, like kind of like stretch out, and then it
Yeah.
cuts away. You don't see the full thing happen, and I like it when movies do that
Hmm.
because you don't need to see the full thing. You can get the sense of dread, you can get the sense of scariness by not looking at that totally. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah. No, and I agree on that totally on that one.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought the ending was fine,
Hmm.
because it makes me want a sequel.
See, and it does leave it for a sequel, but I think where I was standing at was, you know, how at the end, if, again, spoiler for those who have not, seen this movie yet. So basically, that third act that he was just talking about was where she's in the house, but then it flips and she's standing there and it's like nothing ever happened, but it actually did. So
Yeah, yep.
if you if you have any type of mind issues, I really wouldn't see this movie because it's like a mind fuck to watch it,
Right.
honestly.
Don't see this while stoned because
No.
you don't see
Oh.
this stoned at all.
Mm-mm.
At
So,
all.
and I think that the issue that I had is because she goes and she finds Joel, which is her ex-boyfriend or ex-husband, whatever it is, and it basically she dies, and then it transfers to him. So you're kind of like, oh,
Well, we don't know that though.
but that's how they
don't know
left.
that.
But that's how they left it open because she didn't. For those who haven't seen this movie, we're just gonna rip this wide open like a fucking band-aid.
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet. Sorry.
So basically,
for a few months.
the only way that you can get rid of this thing is if you commit a murder. Basically, is you for those who haven't, has anybody seen It Follows? This is what my problem was. Is when I saw this movie, I was like, oh fuck, please don't let this take the gist of It Follows, because that was a horrible movie. It was a horrible movie.
No, it was not. It Follows was a great movie.
Anyways, movie. So for those, like I said, those who haven't seen it, you have to kill somebody to kind of chop off the succession of this thing that is killing people, obviously. So she would have had to kill somebody so it wouldn't go to him.
Right. And she failed to do that.
So again,
she's a big old sissy.
She was, yes. So I mean, it kind of left it open for a second one. Don't know if anybody would actually ever do that. I do think this is one of those movies where it's okay to leave it alone.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you can leave this movie alone. Of course, Hollywood's not going to let that happen. But I agree with you. I think this is one of those movies where you could leave it with that open-ended, ambiguous ending where, okay, well, what happens next? Are we going to get a sequel? Like what happens now? Yeah, I agree with you because if you're going to do a sequel, you really have to kind of either continue the story where it left off.
Yes.
Or you can maybe go the prequel route.
Or you can maybe delve in to see what really started the entity to begin with.
Yeah.
Or more backstory on her as a younger child having to deal with her mother like that. But right. I think, honestly, they should just stop because this movie is one of those movies where
Megan,
you're like,
if Megan is getting a sequel, you never know. Smile will get a sequel.
Oh my gosh.
Which Megan 2.0, the unrated version will be out pretty soon.
Yes, I'm aware of this, and yeah, I'm not too happy over that.
But overall, Smile, what would you give it?
Honestly, if we're doing like a rating, I would give it like a double thumbs up.
I give it an A-. I give it an A-, and I give it an A-, 2 thumbs up. The only thing I nitpick at is that one part in the third act where, just like the bad effects where the entity was on fire.
I think they could have given a little more meat to that scene. But,
I agree,
but not like overdoing it. But I think it explained it enough to where you were like, oh, okay, well, this is the situation. But I do think it cuts off and then it goes into that next scene too soon.
Yep. I agree with you. I think also too they kind of dragged out that whole sequence as well. They could have cut it out, you know what I mean? But like I said before, I think the last really part of the movie where the entity is back and it's finally got a hold of her now. It really kind of it saved it because if they didn't have a scene like that, then to me the third act would have been just a waste, and I would have given this movie a C-. But overall, I like Smile. Smile was great. I hope more movies are coming out like this horror wise, and they can overshadow movies like Schmarian and Schmickamanig.
I do have to point out that one of the actors, for those who don't know, is Kyle Gallner. Kyle has actually been in several horror movies. Jennifer's Body, he's been in.
Yes, he played the goth kid.
Yeah, who got ripped apart by Megan Fox. A Haunting in Connecticut. For those who have not seen that movie, it's actually a really good movie. I've watched it multiple times. And the remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street. So, that one that was absolutely horrible. I hated that movie. But yes, he actually did a really good job in that movie. And like I said before,
and he was in Scream.
And he was in Scream, yes.
Scream 5, everybody.
Yes. None of these actors overacted in this movie, which that's always my biggest fear now. I have anxiety watching horror movies now, new ones. I really do. Is this going to be really this shit to where I don't enjoy it anymore? Prime example, I went to the movie theaters the other day with a friend of mine, and we went and saw Consecration.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What in the hell? I should have known better because this was a non-rated movie, and it was produced by Shudder. Shudder, I love you to death. You are one of my favorite channels because you play nothing but horror movies and any type of genre. However, this should have never gone to theaters at all, whatsoever. I don't understand why. Again, like Skinamarink, I'm sure it made money because people ended up showing up to see the movie. But I have fear, just like Megan that came out, that all these movies are going to be hyped up and they're going to be, these trailers are going to be great. And then when you get to the theaters, you're like, what the fuck is this? Like, that's what my fears are. However,
like Barbarian.
Like Barbarian, or I mean, just, I don't understand. And the actors that they're putting in these movies, they're not new actors. Justin Long, for to get off on the side note.
Let's get off of that sandbox about him.
I missed the old Justin Long. He was a great actor, and the shit that they put him in lately, what the hell?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Let's not go on a rant about him.
Okay, we're gonna back off.
He'll always be Bobby Long to us, though.
Bobby Long.
He'll always be Bobby Long.
Oh, that was the best scene in that movie. I actually watched that the other day. For those who don't know what we're talking about, ever see Zach and Barry make a porno? For anybody who hasn't seen that movie, it is fantastic. I was very happy to see that.
I'm an actor, yes. Mostly all male cast.
Like Glenn Gary and Glenn Ross?
Yes, something like that.
All right. Do you want to jump over to movie news?
Yeah, let's do movie news. There's a lot that's been coming out the past couple of weeks. So yeah,
there is. So I am a member of the Bloomhouse mailing club. So I get emails from Bloomhouse all the time, even though they've kind of missed the mark on some things. There was a movie that just came out, or is going to be coming out. It's called Unseen. Yeah.
Is there a trailer for it?
There is a trailer. I actually just clicked on it while I was waiting for you to get on. It is a bodies-esque kind of movie.
Okay.
I have not seen that movie
yet. I haven't seen Bodies yet, so.
No, but it's another comedy horror kind of film, supposedly. Like it's nothing that I would probably have to wait until it actually shows up.
See, I'm on the fence about comedy horror films. Because they can be too cartoony and just
dumb.
Like the only comedy horror movie to me that really sticks out to me the most that was really good is Tucker and Dale versus Evil. That's a comedy horror film, and it was great.
It was, and see, Shaun of the Dead was my favorite one. Yeah. Shaun of the Dead was a classic. I don't care what anybody says. That movie, as far as like comedy horror, that one by far pretty much stands above everything else. I mean, I would prefer to watch something like that. I mean, that's probably one of the best movies. But this movie that's now the trailer, it's a silly movie. I'm not sure how well this is going to go over with everybody. So I don't know. And Evan has shut off his microphone and doesn't realize it.
Yeah, I'm really on the fence about comedy horror films.
Yeah, it has to be something where you're like, oh, this is like Zombieland.
Yeah, I agree.
Zombieland is fantastic.
Even Zombieland 2 wasn't that bad.
No, I actually like Zombieland 2. That was fine. I'm a huge fan of Woody Harrelson anyway, just because.
Right.
So something else that's out right now for those. This is not really like a horror movie, but it popped up in the Bloomhouse thing that I get. And I've actually watched some of it. For those who have not seen it, is on the Oxygen channel. It's called Floribama Murders. Murders that have Floribama Murders. It's basically bizarre crimes that have happened in the state of Florida where we actually live. And there's a new episode every Saturday. So I've actually started watching some of this. Okay. This is a crazy state that we have grown up in, sir. And people have done some stupid shit. So
you ain't lying.
No. Yeah, that's where I'm at with that type of thing. There has been new movies that have dropped. The one that you sent me is The Pope's Exorcist.
All right, so
what do you think of that? Give me your opinion, because I'm on the fence with this one.
I'm on the fence too, because first of all, Russell Crowe doesn't need to do an Italian or Spanish accent. I don't even know what it was.
Supposed to be Italian, I think.
After seeing Thor, God God of Thunder, or God of Love and Thunder with
I didn't
him.
even see that all the way.
Don't see it. It's
No?
terrible. Yeah,
Okay.
don't see it.
All
With
right.
after seeing Thor: Love and Thunder and having Russell Crowe as Zeus, but have his Zeus was a really cartoonish, really bad Italian accent.
Oh God.
I watched this trailer today and I was like, this is the same fucking accent he's using for this priest, but it was like a toned down, not over the top, but it was like a mix of Italian and Spanish. Okay, but then watching through the whole trailer, there are some parts of it I liked,
Mm-hmm.
and then towards the end of the trailer, it started kind of going off the rails, like it was like trying to be like a big budget horror film, and I was like, I don't know. I like the part where the demonic possession of the kid, where the kid is talking to him.
Yeah, that's
That
actually
was
cool.
cool. I
And
like
he
that part.
spits up the bird. That one's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
but like it just there's a few parts of the trailer where it just kind of like goes off the rails. When it's just like it looks kind of like hokey and stupid to me, and like stupid accent of Russell Crowe has.
Well, I mean, and I actually was saying to Aaliyah that you have to be careful with exorcism movies because they can either really be really good or they can be really, really
really
fucking
bad.
dumb.
And
Like,
this looks really dumb.
yeah.
It looks really dumb.
I mean, the last one that was put out was Pray for the Devil, which I actually saw in theaters, which was really good.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, that's on HBO if you want to watch it. But it was actually a decent exorcism kind of movie. But again, even like Consecration, like the one I went and saw the other day, like you're beating a dead horse when it comes to these type of movies.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
I'm sorry, nobody can outdo The Exorcist, the actual movie, The Exorcist, even though they are remaking this movie and it's supposed to show in October of this year. But these type of movies, you're on a very shaky plane because you can either really ruin it or it can really be good. So I don't know. Okay. I'm probably going to wait till it goes to platform, honestly, at this point. The next one is, you're going to get so mad over this, Hellboy, the Crooked Man.
Okay, so I'm not going to get mad over this because from the reports about this movie, it's going to be like a standalone horror film. Okay. Which I'm okay with.
Okay.
But you have to really look at the source material and do it right. Now, if you do it right like Guillermo del Toro did, then you can have something on your hands. And now if they tried to do it like the Joe Dante reboot with David Harbour on it, then you're just going to mess it up Hellboy again. So
yeah, you're just going to jump into a pile of shit.
You're going to jump into a pile of shit. And I think for everybody out there in Horrorland knows, please don't have Milla Jovovich in any kind of horror film whatsoever anymore. Please stop. Please stop.
What was the last movie that
Hellboy.
What was she?
Hellboy
yes, movie. She was.
She was the witch.
So she's fine in what was it? What was the series that she in?
She was not fine in Resident Evil.
The first one.
No.
No, you didn't like her nose either.
No.
Okay.
Listen. She's like the female version of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh.
She can be a good action star. Uh-huh. She just doesn't need to talk. Okay?
She's one of those.
She's one of those.
Is she another Sherry Moon zombie? Is she another Sherry Moon zombie?
Well, okay, I should say this as she shouldn't talk because her American accent is really bad. Like the way she tries to speak English is not great for a film. Like, hey, if you're like a silent assassin, great, that'd be good. You could have put her in Eon Flux and not have her speak a word. Okay, but that went to Charlize. But I just Milla, I'm sorry.
You have a box too.
It's fine. It's for effect. But no, I'm done with her being in horror films. Like her husband put her in all those Resident Evil films. It's like, dude, it's over.
Okay, what about Fifth Element? Did you like her in Fifth Element?
Yes.
Okay.
You know why?
Okay.
You know why?
She didn't talk much.
Exactly. She had limited lines in the movie. And when her lines were fitting for the scene. Like she had
an accent fitting for the movie.
Well, because she played an alien, that's why.
Okay, all right, I'll give you that.
She was an alien learning English, not a person that was already like speaking English in a bad accent. So
yeah,
yes, Fifth Element, perfect because she didn't talk much. So
okay,
great action star.
Yeah,
just don't speak.
Well, I mean, as far as like all the Hellboy movies, I was kind of interested to see because they are putting this as an R-rated horror film.
Horror film, yeah.
So I'm kind of excited to see it because Hellboy is actually one of my favorites. I did like 1 and 2 that they had the first
Yeah,
rounds.
the Guillermo del Toro first two mini movies, and I think everybody out there in comic book land and horror film land, we're all disappointed that we never got a number 3 to cap off the trilogy because it was those
Yes.
two movies were so great with
Yes.
production and acting wise, and Ron Perlman hit it out of the park with his rendition of Hellboy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we all got gypped when we never got a number 3. When we got that reboot, it was just like, oh god, this is god awful. So I'm just hoping that this standalone horror film, they do it justice, and hopefully maybe they can get Ron Perlman back to be Hellboy. I know he's old now, but like maybe you should get him back.
Yeah, I don't know who they're actually going to even get to play in this.
I
I'm
don't
not.
Megan, to be honest with you, I don't really know. I don't know who could fit those shoes.
Yeah, because he did such a wonderful job in the first two movies. I don't know like who they would actually get to do it.
Yeah, I don't either. That's the thing, because you have to have an actor that's relatively built well, like tall and built, and can handle all those prosthetics and
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Well, in Hellboy, the original was what, 2004?
It was a while ago. Yeah,
It was 2004, I think.
it was a while ago.
Okay, well, I'm excited to see that somewhat. I'm again might have to wait till it goes to, you know,
Streaming.
platform.
Yeah, it
Um,
might go to Hulu because Hulu's just gobbling up everything right
I
now.
know Hulu's got so many different ones.
Hulu's got so much stuff coming out now. It's crazy.
So I sent you this the other day. So this is another one. Is Children of the Corn?
No, I pass.
I know.
Stop it. No,
Well, for those,
I listen. I hate the role. I hate the gender reversal of. It's gonna. No, I'm done. No.
you're not going to say it.
No.
You're not. I'll say it if you don't want to say it. So I'm on the same edges as he is. So when you have a movie like the original, like let's just say for prime example, you have what was it? Pet Cemetery. Okay, so you're doing a gender reversal
Yes.
when it comes to characters. I'm not saying that certain characters shouldn't be male or female, whatever it is, but for you're straying from the original when you do a gender reversal with this, basically.
And what we saw from the trailer, she's a bad actress and she's a
She,
child. And you know
I
what? We
know,
all feel
I
how I feel
know,
about child actresses
I know,
and
you
actors.
absolutely hate them. I
She,
know, I know.
from the few lines of dialogue she had in the trailer,
She's just not good. She's not good, and she's overacting, and I'm not quite sure.
I never got once a feeling of dread.
You know, this movie was made in 2020, so they've taken 3 years.
There's a reason why they've shelved it for 3 years, because it's probably really, really bad. It's probably going to go to Hulu.
I mean,
or Shudder,
well, it's actually in theaters.
and it'll make like $836.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to go see that.
Well, it does say now, it says Children of the Corn remake heading to streaming 18 days after theatrical debut.
Yeah. It'll be on Hulu.
It's going to be on Hulu.
It'll be on.
It's actually going to Shudder.
Okay.
So Shudder is actually and featuring all these movies that should be on Shudder to begin with. I'm not I don't know. I'll probably just end up watching this just because I like the original.
I won't. I'll skip it.
It's fine. I'll let you know how it was.
Okay.
Basically. That's all I have for movie news. Do you have anything else?
I do, actually.
Oh,
I've got a few things. And speaking of Hulu, Hulu's coming out with a limited series based on the Boston Strangler.
Yes, I saw that today.
Yes, the trailer dropped today. It stars Keira Knightley as one of the reporters that was following the case. Also, Chris Cooper and Alessandra Nivola. Looks really good. It kind of gives me like David Fincher-esque type of movies. It kind of reminds me of the Zodiac movie that he directed with Robert Downey Jr. and Jake Gyllenhaal. It kind of reminds me of that. So yeah, trailer looked great. So that's coming out, I think, actually next month in March. A lot of cool stuff coming out in March.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So we got an update on the Arachnophobia reboot.
Oh.
Actually, it's not the Arachnophobia reboot. I'm sorry. It's another spider type movie. It's called Sting. It's about spiders, basically. It's not like a take on arachnophobia, but it's called Sting.
Mhm.
They are going to be using practical effects. It looks pretty good from the
Okay.
pictures I've seen. So if you do have a fear of spiders, don't go see Sting at all.
Okay. So they are actually using practical
They're
effects for
using
this.
practical effects and actual spiders.
Oh
As well.
my. Well,
Yes,
they used actual spiders in arachnophobia too.
that is
So,
very true.
okay. All right.
A
I'm
bit
on.
of I think disappointing news from me and you. There will be a sequel to Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Despite terrible reviews
Oh
and box
god.
office performance, there will be a sequel to Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Has that hit streaming yet?
I don't think it had. It might have. I know it's still in theaters,
It
but
is still in theaters, and I
I
almost
don't.
saw it the other day, and I was like, I don't know if I could bring myself to do this.
I don't think I could do it either. I just. I know. No. It's almost like the Children of the Corn movie. I mean, listen. I like the concept
Uh-huh.
with kids fairy tale stories that are getting turned into horror films,
Hmm.
but from what I've seen and what I've read off the reviews, it's totally bad. Its acting is bad, direction is bad, editing is bad, every kills are bad. Even the kills are bad. When you're getting reviews saying the kills are bad, then that's a bad thing.
See, this was my fear. This was my fear
Mhm.
when we started, talking about all these movies. This was the movie of the year, the horror movie.
Yeah.
We're gonna get some duds, and
Yes.
that's what my fear is. Is
Yes.
we're gonna get duds.
I know. Well, this might be a dud
Okay.
because
Okay.
this is a horror movie coming out. All My Friends Are Dead, starring JoJo Siwa herself.
Oh
It's an
no!
it's
Please
an
no.
it's an Airbnb horror movie, but it might have a little bit of life. It's from the guy that wrote The Collector.
Oh. Okay.
Yes.
The second one wasn't good. The collection.
Yeah. Collection wasn't that great.
The
Collector
first
was
one
was
was.
good. Yeah,
The first
first
one
one was
was good.
good. So this movie, yeah, it was written by the guy that wrote the Collector. I've never really seen JoJo Siwa act in anything. I know I've just seen her on like social media posts and in YouTube videos. I've never, I in that. Yeah, I've really never seen her in anything at all. So I don't know how if she's going to be the star of the show. They're really
She used to be.
betting a lot on her.
She used to be in. God, what is that? Dance Moms.
Yeah, but that's not like movie acting. That's reality TV acting.
No, I know, but still, I'm sketchy over that. That makes me kind of.
Yeah. So offline, I just sent you a trailer for a movie called 8mm, not the 8mm movie starring Nicolas Cage. This is something totally different.
Oh, that's an Asian 8mm. Ooh.
Asian 8mm. So we're gonna watch that offline, and we'll give you our take next show on this. So yeah, this looks like a snuff film and looks pretty creepy.
Okay. I do have something real fast for those. I know this is way ahead of schedule. For those who are complete and utter fanatics of Halloween Horror Nights and Universal Studios Orlando, they have actually dropped one of the speculation maps for this year. I do not know how accurate this is, but I will read it off really fast. So some of the haunted houses they're having this year, which I knew from last year, is Chucky. They are having Monsters, Phantom, and Dracula. Bloomhouse is coming back with another one.
Speaking
Megan.
of Chucky, they just dropped a trailer for the documentary about Chucky.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Another house is Bloomhouse, Megan, and Insidious. I'm not ready for that. Yeah, I know. Lair of the Banshees, The Last of Us, Devil Dogs, Krampus, which I'm actually kind of excited about. And then there's three symbols. One has a guitar with a lightning bolt over it. The other one has an anchor, and the other one is a Japanese sentence. And those three, they don't tell us what it is yet.
Interesting.
Yeah, so this is Halloween Horror Nights 32. So we'll see. I will be going to it this year. Hopefully, you will be attending also.
I will try.
If not, I will be there, and I will broadcast live for those who didn't see me last year. We're making a year of going every single year. So next.
All right. I thought that's it for me. That's it. We're gonna do some trivia.
Let's do Stump Yvonne.
Okay.
Let's see. All right, so the first one I have here, we're gonna pick and choose because some of these questions I've already done before.
Okay.
What was the 1953 horror film remade in 2005 with Paris Hilton in the lead role?
House of Wax.
Yes, but that is actually not correct because she was not in the lead role.
Well, no, she was not. She was a supporting role. She got killed off within like the first 20 minutes of the film.
And how was she killed?
Um,
It was fantastic.
didn't
Well,
she
this
just
is
did
one of
she
your
get, like,
favorite scenes.
a knife through like the throat or something? A knife through the. I don't remember. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
So she had her Achilles tendon cut, and then she had a pipe through her face.
That's right.
It was
Justice. Justice was served.
What horror film used the following tagline: "In space, no one can hear you
Alien.
scream"? There you go. Very good. What is the highest-grossing Stephen King film adaptation to date?
It would be It,
Which year? 2000.
the newer one.
Okay. Let's see here. When Carrie, 1976, takes the stage after her election as prom queen, bullies douse her in what animal blood?
Pig's blood,
Exactly.
which was also corn syrup.
It was for those playing the home game. In the original Nightmare on Elm Street, what is Nancy's address?
I think you asked me this question the first time, and
It was
I
a
don't remember.
different way of asking it.
Oh, it's Elm Street. I don't remember.
1942 or 14,
1492 Elm Street.
1428 Elm Street, because I'm dyslexic.
1492.
Yes. What was the 20th century's first American horror film?
First American horror film?
Mm-hmm.
Plan 9 from Outer Space.
That's a no, Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
It is Frankenstein.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
What was Jason's original name on Friday the 13th?
Jason's original name?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I never knew he had a second name.
He did. It was Josh.
Josh. Oh, Josh Voorhees. Yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue like Jason.
No, it doesn't. Let's see here. In Brad Pitt's Seven film, who is assassinated for the deadly sin of pride?
That would be the model that got her nose cut off to spite her face.
Very good. Who published An American Werewolf in London in 1981?
Published the book or made the movie?
Who made the movie?
John Landis.
There you go.
Director of Animal House.
Which is also a good movie. What is the name of the clown in The Devil's Rejects?
Captain Spaulding. Oh, wait. No. Captain Spaulding.
Yes, you did it right the first time.
I was thinking of Dr. Satan. I was like, well, he's not a clown. He's doctor. He's a doctor.
No. Dr. Satan! Sorry. The next one is who gets his arm bitten off by the creature when he tries to resuscitate Norris in The Thing?
Who gets his arm bit off?
His arm's bitten off.
Bitten off. Oh, it's Doc.
Copper, yes.
Yeah, Doc. Yeah, the Doc.
Yes.
Yeah. When it,
Um,
right through the stomach.
That was actually probably one of the best things I've actually seen in a while.
Yeah.
What film features the evil child called Damien?
The Omen.
Very good. Short movies, Planet Terror, and Death Proof make up what movie?
That would be Grindhouse.
Yes.
Very underrated and underappreciated two in one film.
Yes. Well,
Yes.
multiple films in one because they had the previews and everything.
Yeah, that's true. Very underappreciated.
Whose yacht do the survivors try to get into in Dawn of the Dead?
Oh, it's the rich dude, the a-hole, but I forget his
The
name.
A-hole?
The a-hole. Well, if you're talking about the remake directed by Zack Snyder, then it would be the dad from Modern Family.
Yes,
Phil.
that's the one I'm talking about.
It'd be Phil from Modern Family. His boat.
His name was Steve in the movie.
Steve Phil.
Yes.
Yes.
Who is the first to get infected by a face-hugging alien in Aliens?
That would be Kane.
Very good. Let's see here. What member of the group turns out to be the fool in Cabin in the Woods?
I would say Chris Hemsworth because he rides a motorcycle and hits the wall, but it would be the stoner kid, right?
And his name was?
I don't remember.
It's Marty.
Okay.
What horror movie features a serial killer named Norman Bates?
Psycho.
Very good. What animals are turned into giant man-eating monsters in the 1954 movie Them?
Ants.
Oh, that was good for
I
those
remember
playing.
watching that on Saturday mornings.
Nice. What boyfriend of Zoe's tries to shoot her father James in The Purge?
Say the question again.
What boyfriend of Zoe tries to shoot her father James in The Purge?
What? I don't understand the question.
Zoe's boyfriend,
What, wait, the actor?
the character.
Boyfriend?
His name was
Boyfriend.
his name was Henry.
Oh, boyfriend.
Okay.
Boyfriend one. Boyfriend
Okay.
number one.
What causes the spread of the rage virus in 28 days later?
What caused?
Yes.
Monkeys.
And
It always reverts back to monkeys.
it always does.
Always does.
What book causes the evil dead to rise in The Evil Dead?
The Necronomicon.
Yes.
The book of flesh.
Yes.
Yes.
What evil Freddy Krueger once faced off with what serial killer in a movie?
That would be Mr. Jason Voorhees, not Josh Voorhees.
Not sounds like his older
Older,
boring brother.
his accountant brother, Josh Voorhees, attorney at
Josh,
law.
oh god.
Attorney at law, Josh Voorhees. Yeah, I know. Oh my god, that would be a great like comedy
spoof. Oh,
it'd
that
be like
would be fantastic.
like in the vein of The Office, where like they interview. It's like, yeah, I know my brother's a little bit much. Okay, he's just misunderstood. Yes, I'm his brother, Josh.
Instead of like Friday the 13th,
Right.
like Wednesday the 12th.
Wednesday the 12th.
That'd be great. We should start writing on that.
Oh my god.
What piece of hardware does Ash Williams strap to his freshly severed arm in Evil Dead 2?
That would be a chainsaw.
Yes. What is Jason Voorhees' weapon of choice?
A machete.
Very good.
And his brother Josh.
Who has a briefcase?
It was a briefcase and subpoenas.
Subpoenas.
Oh my god, here we go. The series focuses on Josh Voorhees, who is Jason's lawyer, and he's getting nothing but civil lawsuits from the victims' families,
from Camp Crystal,
from everybody in the series. He's like, look, I'm so goddamn out of my mind with all these fucking civil lawsuits from these whiny ass parents.
God damn it, Jason!
They knew what was going to happen going to that dumb camp.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
That'd be great.
Josh Voorhees, attorney at law.
Who is stranded at the top of the gun store in the 2004 remake of? I'm literally crying right now. Of Dawn of the Dead.
It was the guy across in the gun store. I forget his name.
It was Andy.
Andy, yeah, that guy with the ponytail.
Who kills Frank just as he turns and reanimates into a zombie in Dawn of the Dead?
The remake or the first one?
It does not specify.
Frank. Ving Rhames does. I don't know.
Because his name was Kenneth.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Great question.
Thanks. The film Reanimator is based on a story by what horror author?
I don't know this one. Clive Barker?
Nope.
I don't know this one.
It's H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh yes, the Lovecraftian horror. Lovecraftian book.
Yes.
Him and his body horror.
And he was fantastic at it, actually. What freaky doll from The Conjuring got its own movie spin-off and is based on a real story of a haunted doll?
Annabelle.
Very good. Who ends up cutting off their own foot in Saw?
That would be the doctor himself, Dr. Lewis, right?
And what is the actor's name?
That would be Robin Hood himself, Cary Elwes.
Very good. What director actually got his head stuck in the mechanical shark as a joke that went wrong on the set of Jaws?
Steven Spielberg.
No.
George Lucas.
Yes.
Okay.
What kind of house is terrorized by a serial killer in Black Christmas?
What movie?
What kind of house?
Sorority house.
Yes. What movie is based on Stephen King novel about a killer automobile?
That would be Christine.
I'm waiting for the remake of that.
Please don't do that to us. Just give us a Maximum Overdrive one.
I don't even want a Maximum Overdrive one. That was good enough. Don't give me a remake of that
I
one.
could, well, because you know why? If you did a remake of Christine, you'd have the effects like they do in Transformers, where it'd be like a Transformer car. I'm like, I don't think so, because you'd have to use practical effects on that. You can't do CGI on that
No, and
because
that would be
it'd be too hokey. And then you think, well, Optimus Prime is gonna like pop up anywhere and go, Autobots roll out. It's time to get Christine. Like it. No.
yeah, that's gonna be a mess. Who awakens from a coma to learn he has psychic powers in the dead zone?
That would be Christopher Walken himself. No, it's freaky.
What is the name of the What is the name of the giant zombie-proof vehicle in Land of the Dead? Now, this is not the remake.
Oh, I don't know.
Dead Reckoning.
Oh, that's a great title for a zombie wrecking vehicle.
Why not? What was the name of the truck in Zombieland 2?
There wasn't a name for it.
There wasn't the big truck that
I don't think there was a name for it. Yeah.
What was the name of the ship where an alien breaks loose in Alien?
The Nostromo.
Yes. Let's try to see here. In which story from Twilight Zone, the movie, was someone killed on set during principal filming?
I don't know the story. I know I don't know the story name. I know the premise of that story. It was like a flashback to like a Vietnam scene where Vic Morrow's character was trying to save two children, and then all that he got beheaded.
For those who are playing, it's called Timeout.
Timeout, yes. But yeah, the premise was it was like a flashback, or he traveled back in time to Vietnam or something like that, and he was trying to save these two kids, and then he got his head chopped off by a helicopter.
That sucks.
Which you can find the footage on YouTube, you sickos.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. What priest attempts to rid Reagan of her demon in The Exorcist?
Father Karras.
What was his first name?
Father. Archibald.
No.
Josh.
No.
Josh.
No. Damien, why you do this to me, Damien? Okay. Who gets killed by Ghostface in the garage in Scream?
That would be Rose McGowan herself.
And who played?
She played Tui's sister. Damn it. I always forget her name.
Tatum,
that's right.
Yes.
It was all downhill from there for Rose McGowan.
I still have questions about that scene.
Yeah, why would you go through the doggy door?
Not for the doggy door, but my question is like, does the door have that much capability of actually squishing?
You got to remember the amount of weight that could crush a person, because that's a big metal door.
Yeah, but my thing is the mechanics of the door pulling her up. Because remember, she didn't get crushed underneath it; she got crushed on top.
Well, maybe she weighed that much. Maybe she was. I mean, she was all top heavy, but like maybe going up, it went, because it only went halfway, and then it was just,
Okay. What is the cause of the dead to rise and return of the living dead?
That would be nuclear gas, I think it is. Something like that.
Something close. Military gas. What is the name? Ooh, there's a movie that I haven't seen in a while. What is the name of the rabbit that Donnie keeps seeing in Donnie Darko? That's another mindfuck movie for everybody.
The rabbit.
What's the name?
Oh my god.
It's not Josh.
No, it's not Josh. Frank, the bunny.
Yes, very good. What happens to Ash at the end of Evil Dead 2?
He gets sucked into a time portal.
Very good.
Sets up Army of Darkness.
It does. What city serves as the setting for the vampire movie The Lost Boys?
What's that? What's the question?
What city?
Oh my god. Santa. San Juan.
No, Santa Clara. You were
Santa
close.
Clara, those
There you
goddamn
go.
vampires.
And the
That's the
19
best. That's the best line of the whole movie. Those goddamn
the
vampires.
grandpa was the
Yeah.
best, the actor about all of them.
Yeah,
The
goddamn.
1928 film "The Fall of the House of Usher" was based on what story, or based on a story by what writer? I can't talk tonight.
Dante. I don't know. Is that the
Dante's
Vincent Price
Inferno?
movie? Yeah.
No. 1928 film "The Fall of the House of Usher" was based on a story by what writer?
I don't know. Josh Voorhees. Stephen King.
What is happening? No, Edgar Allan Poe,
Oh, okay. Nevermore.
who appeared in the 1958 classic horror film "The Fly."
Who?
Who?
In the original or the remake?
Pay attention. 1958 classic horror film.
Vincent Price.
Very good.
Yeah.
What name did
the remake was Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum? Yes.
Yes.
What name did Reagan have for her imaginary friend, who turns out to be a demon in the
Cassie?
No.
Wasn't it Cassie?
No.
Sassy.
No.
It was an assy name, wasn't it?
it?
It wasn't an assy name?
There's no assy name to this whatsoever. It was
it was an ass.
Captain.
Captain
Howdy.
Captain. In the X?
Yes.
Captain Howdy?
It was even in the book.
Like Dee Snider's character in that stupid horror film he did, Captain Howdy? That was his character's name in
Yes, it was
Strangeland.
But it's Captain Howdy. It was her imaginary friend who turns out to be the actual demon in The Exorcist.
That's Pazuzu, though.
But she called him Captain Howdy.
That's right. That was Cassie.
No.
Okay.
All right. We're going to do a couple more because your attention span is waning. All right. Who reveals himself to be a pod person at the end of the 1978 version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
Donald Sutherland does.
Very good. That too. Elvis Presley teams up with a man who claims he's whom to fight a mummy in Bubba Hotep.
I know the film. I mean, Bruce Campbell is.
I know.
Is Bubba.
But who does Elvis Presley team up with?
I don't know. Joshua Voorhees.
No.
His lawyer.
It's John F. Kennedy.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Who? We're gonna do four more.
All right.
What is the name?
Let's do three more.
Three more. What is the name?
This bit's going long.
I know. What is the name of the? You're getting really bad with this. What is the name of the roller coaster built by Stephen Price in the remake of House on Haunted Hill?
Well, that would be the Hulk because it was the Hulk ride at Universal Studios Orlando. But that's not the name of the ride. No. It's like Terra or something like that.
Terra
Incognita. Yeah, but you do know that the first part of that sequence where the imaginary roller coaster goes off, that was actually the Hulk from Universal Studios. Yes. And that elevator was the elevator you take to go to the Hulk.
Yes. They don't have the elevator, do they? I've never been on the ride. I have no idea.
Oh, yes, but it is, yes.
Okay. Which U.S. state does the infamous Chainsaw Massacre take place?
Texas.
All right, and last question. Which century was the 2015 film The Witch set?
I believe that was I want to say 1800s.
No.
1700s.
No.
1980s.
No.
Because it was a part of The Village, directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
No, it was the 1600s actually.
Oh, I was close. But you know what? That would have been cool though, if like, hey, The Witch was actually set in the universe as The Village. Boom.
It actually would have made that movie
crossover.
It would have made The Village a lot better. Okay.
Right.
I am done with trying to stump you.
Yes. All right, everybody. That has been our episode for tonight. Thank you for tuning in as usual. Make sure to go to Come Play with Us Danny Show on YouTube. Subscribe and hit that notification bell when our new episodes drop. When we can, hopefully we'll have a new episode each and every week. Make sure to go to Anchor.fm, Amazon Music, Google Play, and also Spotify to subscribe to the audio version as well. For myself and Megan, we will see you guys later on Come Play with Us Danny.
Bye.